Hello and welcome back to Joe Para Sings You to Sleep. I am so glad you are here. This is the fourth episode. So in personal developments, I have grown to really like Diptyque's Philopsychos, and I feel like no one really likes that scent. Every time I talk about Diptyque, they say it smells gross. I think it's just a little too woody for other people's tastes, but the reason why I've come to like it now is, so I went to San Francisco in December for my birthday, and we stopped into the Diptyque store, and the lady gave us so many samples, and of course there's a catch. The sample was Philopsychos, and if you ever get a chance, just smell it. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's super woody. It's the richest smelling fig scent I've ever smelled. And, I didn't like it at first. I honestly, every time I got samples, I just threw it away. But the last time I got the sample, I just had it in my shower for the longest time. And I'm like, you know what? It's time to really see if I really don't like it. And at first, I was like, okay, this still smells really bad. But then I think after I got out of the shower, because I got the shower gel, the after scent smelled really good. And I was like, okay, I'm not a stan necessarily of Philopsychos, but I get the appeal. A second one is I finally got my car back. Yeah, I got it back on Monday. And oh my God, driving it is like a dream. There is nothing like getting your car ripped away from you to have you really appreciate how much you love freedom. I had a lot of notes. I had a lot that I wanted to say this week. And yes, I will include a segment of me ranking Ariana Grande's new album by song. So we'll get to that in a moment. I saw a really funny interpretation of LGBTQ. Oh my God, it's Let's Get Bun Me Tonight Queen. And I don't know why, but that made me laugh. And I feel like that's really embarrassing to say. But yeah, let's get bun me tonight, queen. Also, I have been thinking a lot about that TikTok of Kylie Jenner and Iris Palmer. I know she wasn't moving that much, but her hips didn't lie, okay? She looked so good, and if those Ozempic rumors are true, you go, girl. Don't let the haters get you down. Don't let the ops let you down. Don't let Travis Scott let you down. You look good, girl. Also, speaking of celebrities, I've been seeing Rosé a lot in the press. I'm not sure if she's coming out with a sunglasses line with YSL or something. I don't really keep up with that anymore, but every time I see her, she's always wearing these damn sunglasses. And honestly, at first I thought it was a vibe, but now it just looks kind of awkward. Speaking of Blackpink, I am 100% sure they're going to disband this year. Or maybe this is their last year before they actually disband. I really thought they were going to call it quits after Coachella and their world tour. But you never know. They like to keep us on our toes, and I've had enough. Also, speaking of just the music sphere, I have been hating music a lot lately. I don't know what it is, but music has not been it for me. Anytime I hear new songs, I just get pissed off because it all just sounds regurgitated, sounds the same. I just feel like there's no soul in music anymore. And that's coming from someone who loves hyper pop and just shitty bedroom music. Because the thing about me is I love to make playlists per season. And honestly, I don't think I've enjoyed music since 2022. And that's kind of a long time for someone like me because I'm an avid music lover. So the fact that nothing has really inspired me or really caught my attention is kind of alarming. I do want to say it's maybe depression and just the hopelessness of the world has made me not want to enjoy anything ever. But music in general, I would feel like music is an escape. But lately, it has not. And I've not been having a good time. Anyways, I've been really into hyper pop and basically music that will kill your eardrums. And maybe that is my valiant effort to feel something. I need to know how to fulfill my time at work. Like, if I don't like music, I don't have any podcasts I want to listen to. What do I listen to? I probably religiously listen to like 3 podcasts that are like commentary and like funny, but they upload once a week. What am I supposed to do for the rest of the 4 days of my work week? And there's no way in hell I'm not going to listen to nothing. Like, you heard my cubicle situation. I'm not having a fun time. And I thought it was kind of crazy how Drew from Emergency Intercom brought it up on how he hates music, because it's so true. Maybe it's like a universal thing and we're just not like up to speed as a collective, but I just think it's crazy how he mentioned that too, and like how he just doesn't like how music is headed. And I have to wholeheartedly agree. I guess the big bulk of this episode today is just me talking about Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. I really wanted to boycott the album so bad, but I am an Ariana Grande fan at heart, and I just had to give it a listen, maybe see what she has to say. All right, so I am going to rank my favorite songs from the album. So my first one is Don't Want to Break Up Again. I just think that is such a good song, and I'm not going to assume who these songs are about, but for me, I'm just going to presume that it's about Dalton. And I thought it was really messed up how she was like, I fall asleep crying. You turn up the TV. You don't want to hear me. That is so mean. I'm too much for you. That's my favorite part. I love it. The second song I'm going to rank is Imperfect for You. I love her message of come as you are. You don't have to like come perfect. I'm going to love you regardless. So yeah. And I love the part where she's like, imperfect for you. Like, it sounded so magical. Like, it gives me like Wicked vibes, which is kind of tying into her project that's coming out in November. So that's pretty cool. And my third one is Saturn Returns Interlude. I felt like I was going into a rabbit hole of the abyss, because basically the lady's like, when you turn 29 or whatever, like Saturn comes back to you, or when you're born, Saturn comes. Anyways, it's trying to make a full circle basically. And the part where she's like, oh, I need to look up the lyrics. When we're all born, Saturn's somewhere, and the Saturn cycle takes around about 29 years. That's when you've got to wake up and smell the coffee, because if you've just been sort of relying on our cleverness or relying, just floating along, Saturn comes along and hits you over the head and says, wake up. It's time for you to get real about your life and sort out who you really are. And I think that's insane to me that it came around the time that it did, because I'm 28, gonna turn 29 in November. And I do agree. I feel like personally, I've just been floating through life. I've made no real impact or significance in my eyes. And I do want to make some sort of impact or like have some type of meaning while I'm here. And it's just really hard because I've just been in survival mode. And I feel like I'm just so focused on that I can't really hone in on what I truly feel like my calling is. And I think that's why I keep threatening to kill myself every year, because I'm just like, what's the point if I can't find something to live for? I also read this article about this interlude. So Ariana says in this interview, she says, in all seriousness, I think I learned that I wasn't really listening to myself in a lot of areas where I could have been. It's like my nervous system was screaming at me to make certain changes for a long time, but I think I was the kind of person who wasn't listening. And then she said, I need to start listening to, why am I doing this? It's not protective to ignore these feelings. It's actually counterproductive. It's actually more harmful than not. Oh, and this is the part that low-key like made me cry. So, but at the same time, within the parameters of that burden, those responsibilities, that pressure, you feel as though your life is opening up into something that more expresses who you are fundamentally. You are at least able to get more access to yourself. Maybe in those years before you're 28, because it comes around about 28 and a half, which is crazy because I celebrate my half birthday. you've kind of been dancing to other people's tunes or the society you live in. And not really trying to get into my lore or anything, but I think I mentioned in the first episode how I feel like I've just been living for other people and not myself, and how I feel like maybe my one true desire of choice, my one choice that I've been granted, is that I want to die. And I don't necessarily believe that is what I want, but if that means I made a choice that was for me, that would have been it. But, I've been trying to improve on that mindset. And yeah, just hearing that interlude just kind of made me introspective. And I felt like that interlude really read me, because as much as I feel like I'm floating through life, I felt like that interlude really read me, because yes, I do feel like I'm just floating through life trying to get by through my cleverness. I've been told I've been clever, and I feel like I just kind of took that and ran and hope that things work out. And I think at my big age, I feel like I should start making my own destiny, whether I can help it or not. So that kind of ranked really high, even though it was literally a 30-second voice note. The fourth one is The Boy Is Mine. Yes, it's pretty high up there because it's so fucking good. And the way the beat syncopates with her voice, it is, oh my gosh, it is crack cocaine to me. I love it. And I'm just going to forget the fact that it's probably about Mr. SpongeBob himself. The next one is Bye. I feel like everyone loved the song from the jump just because it's the first official song from the album. But it's actually really good. And it honestly feels like a warm spring day where you're carefree. That's the vibe it gives me. And I love it. The next one is Supernatural. It's definitely a sleeper, I will admit that, but it's still good. The next one is I Wish I Hated You. This one is also a sleeper, but the part where her voice cracks at I wish I hated you, oh my god, like I had to like replay that because I thought I was mishearing things. But yeah, it's good. And I definitely feel like at moments in my life where I love someone so much that I can't let them go, I just wish that they hurt me more so I can let them go. But, when life is cruel and just wants to rip people apart from you, all you're left is just memories. The next one is True Story. It ranked pretty low, but it's not very low just because it's pretty catchy. I just didn't like the smug attitude that came from this. She's like, you want me to be the villain? I'll be the worst villain ever. And I'm like, Miss Girl, you're in hot water as it is. Like, why are you so smug right now? But it's still good. I liked it. We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love. I didn't like it that much, but it's catchy. And if you catch me singing along to it, mind your business. The next one is Ordinary Things. This one was catchy. Yeah. That's all I can say. I'm kind of annoyed that I ranked this one last because I just grown to like it, but I ranked the intro End of the World basically like third to last. I don't know, I just felt like her just questioning if this is the right relationship. It's like, if you have to question that, maybe you're not in the right relationship. That's what I tell myself. Okay, this is why I am upset that I ranked it so low, because literally yesterday I woke up and the melody was in my head and I'm like, okay, this song is clearly good if like I'm waking up thinking about it. I think it's cute. I just felt the question in the beginning was kind of interesting, but the rest of the song is good. This is gonna be funny of me to say, but I ranked Eternal Sunshine literally second to last, and I didn't like it that much, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And my last ranking is Yes and. I hate that fucking song because it's also very, very smug. And I felt like when she released it initially, I just did not like it. But I listened to the first 50 seconds of it because that beat is cunt. The rest of the song, I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's my ranking of Eternal Sunshine. I feel like compared to the rest of her work, I would give it maybe like a 5 out of 10. I feel like this just goes with the rest of my music takes. I just felt like it was a little bit soulless, kind of commodifying off of her scandal. and maybe just trying to make some waves before the big Wicked project comes out. But I didn't hate it, but I will say the songs I do like, I am putting it on repeat. Not me pretending like I'm a freaking music review. Like, what do I know? Like, I listen to elevator music, okay? I think I need to read more, like read actual literature. Maybe like some classics. I don't know. I just think I need to read more, like in general. I feel like I'm just doom scrolling all the time, and that does no favors. And I'd like to, I don't know, just find a different medium to distract myself with. I've been trying really hard not to doom scroll. I want to get off social media at some point, but it's just so fun and addicting, and I practically have no friends. So this is my way of connecting with the world. But I need to read more, like actually like read books instead of smut on Kindle Unlimited. Like, it's so bad, guys. Like, it's to the point where the sex scenes just aren't sexy anymore. But yeah, I just can't read it anymore. And I feel like usually the main characters are just so pick me. And the trope, the Italian billionaire mafia trope is just getting so tired to me. I could also be bitter because I have nobody rich, nobody that wants me. But yeah. Actually, I'm not bitter about that. I don't want to be with anybody. I think the reason why I like smut is because it gives me the hope that there are men out there who are written by women. And I just have to tell myself that that is not true. I think if I ever find a man that's written by women in real life, he's probably gay or part of that spectrum of LGBT. So it happens a lot more than you think. It's a running joke between everyone I know that I specifically only like gay men. And to be fair, if gay, why sexy? You know, like, I can't help it. Speaking of gay men, Mike's Mike, I recently saw him on my feed a lot recently, and I'm not gonna lie, he's one of the few people I want to win in life. Until he says so, I'm convinced he's not gay, but my body's telling me otherwise. This man listens to Charlie XCX, you know, like, I should know better. I am going to start a new segment. I'm just going to call it 3 things for now, but since I have a newfound appreciation for being alive, or at least just trying to make things better, make better of my situations, trying hard to be less of a pessimist, you know. It's ingrained in me, but I'm trying. So 3 things that I'm grateful for or making me happy. So these are the 3 things. I already mentioned my car. I'm so glad to have my car back. It's a 2017 Lexus, so she's well beyond her prime. I call it the 200,000 mile curse. Because the second it hit 200,000 miles, she broke on me, girl. I had to get a bunch of stuff replaced, basically. It's projected to, you know, last me a year or 2. But honestly, the fact that it's running, I'm just going to say it's a blessing and a lesson, and basically buying me time for me to save up for another car. I'm definitely overdue for a car, and I have been seeking options. I just want a Mini Cooper. I just need to fulfill my high school dreams of having a Mini Cooper. My second thing is my Owala water bottle. Everyone has their emotional support water bottle, and my Owala is mine. And I love how there's a cap that protects the part where you sip on. And it's just the size I have. What size do I have? I have the 32 ounce. I think for me, 32 ounces of anything is perfect. It's not too big, not too small. It's a good enough size. The hydro flasks I have are 32. I think my Stanleys are 40 ounces, which is a monstrosity. But I love my Owala, and I'm very upset. I wanted the heart collection for Valentine's Day. I was literally in the queue. I swear to God, everything I do, I'm always fighting for my life. But I was in the queue, and literally I tried to use Apple Pay, but they don't take Apple Pay because that was my easy way in. I could have purchased it within a second with Apple Pay, but they didn't take it, so I had to enter my card information. And because of that ill planning, because of the milliseconds that happened in between me entering my card numbers, I did not get it, and it sold out, and I'm very upset. Because tell me why. It's being resold for like $100 plus. So I think if I really want it, I'm just going to ask for it for my birthday. I think that would mean more to me than if I purchased it myself. And also, I really shouldn't be purchasing any more water bottles or anything, as a matter of fact. But yeah, if anyone's watching and you want birthday gift ideas, I would just like the heart Owala. My third thing is watching cat videos on TikTok of them kneading the dough with a blanket. It's just so soothing, and when it plays on a loop, I'm just instantly happy. I would like a cat, but I'm very allergic, and I think I'm more of a dog person anyway. But if I want a cat, I want to get an English short hair, a tan one or a gray one. They're just so cute. I'm so excited that it's going to be springtime. I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but I'm actually very excited for spring to come because I went outside when I was at work. I never go outside, but I just felt I needed to walk outside of the building. Walked outside. Granted, it was really windy, but it just felt really nice. I think it was like 60 degrees. I think that's like perfect because once it hits the 70s, it's not cute anymore. But it was like 65 degrees and it was a nice breeze and I just felt the sun on my skin and I felt like life is worth living. That's all I have to say. I really hope whoever's listening is having a great week. Will have a great week. Plan to have a great week. I think we need more of that because the world is sucky enough as it is and we need to find reasons to stay because I'm doing that as well. And anything helps, honestly. I find my routine of recording these every week, it gives me an excitement. I really don't care if this podcast is successful or not, or if like my digital footprint is out there, because life is about experiencing things and just doing things that make you happy, right? So this makes me happy, even though it feels like I'm talking to nobody. So yeah, I hope you have a great weekend. You slay your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.